arranged as a holistic and educational orientated approach through different stakeholders, not only through sport associations or sport clubs. Sport can only give a part payment and assist to successful integration. It takes more than sport and physical activities to facilitate relevant, valuable results. We have been talking about sport as a suitable tool for integration. But I would like to explain a little bit deeper. Why is sport suitable? Sorry, I have to go back, it was a little... Yeah. Why is sport a suitable medium for better integration? I think one reason is that within sport we have mutual experience through and with our bodies, and this makes it easier to get known of each other. We are closer together in sport. Language is less important in sport. Jointly experiencing victories, but also defeats and emotions create a feeling of community. Uniformed rules and norms makes a better understanding. We have it in sport. Sportive values of fair play, of respect, international understanding create an atmosphere of familiarity. Sorry, I have to go back. But we should also be aware that this favorable structural characteristic of sport in regard to integration is not a matter of course, is not coming automatically, as I explained it in general before. The effects need to be strived for, the activities have to be arranged methodically in an appropriate way by experienced instructors. We know as well that sport can also provoke negative racialistic effects, hate, violence, xenophobia. And every weekend we can observe many examples of separation instead of integration through sport in soccer fields. And there is some reason that the German Football Association has started a very big campaign just now counteracting those negative behavior of spectators and actors themselves. So, as a summary of this part of my presentation, I would like to say sport offers a high potential for the process of integration, particularly in the first phase, the accommodation phase I mentioned. Sport can be a door opener, but also later on a constant companion in this process of integration. But this needs to be organized, needs a systematical and continuous approach. It needs specially educated instructors and managers. So based on those remarks I wanted to present, I would like to make 10 recommendations for project planning on integration through sport. First, be aware of the limits of sport projects on integration. Don't expect fast success. Have a good hand. Think in a longer perspective. Try to set up reliable, stable organizational structures. For instance, permanent working groups, competent leadership, tools for communication, set of rules for rights and obligations, and so on. Stable organizational structures. Fourth, and this is one of my most important points I would like to mention, have a holistic view of your concept. Include more than only sport activities. So, for instance, language courses. individual taking care on social problems, dealing with the local authorities, support on arrangement of employment, carrying out social events, instructor education for migrants. These are examples what you have to add. And I can tell you I have a very good example just close where the city I live, that a sport club arrange a holistic approach in this way. It needs a lot of good, enthusiastic people to do it. Not only to provide sport activities, but to go where the people live, ask for their problems, go to encourage them, to go with them to employer, and so on. And it is possible. It's not idealistic. Fifth is the exchange of experience with other projects. Networking is asked for. Be open and strive for evaluation procedures. We just mentioned that we have only very less evaluations in this field, not only on the bigger national level with campaigns, but also on the lower level, on the community level or the club level. There are some instruments, but normally the groups who are working and so much engaged voluntary in this field have not the interest to make these evaluations. Select suitable activities which need strong cooperation. Not every sport activity is suitable to support integration effects. Some activities are more dangerous to segregate persons than to bring them together. Generally, sport for all activities seem to be better than strong competitive sports. Team sport better than individual sports. So have a look what kind of sport activities you will offer in your program. 8. Demand an active collaboration and contribution from the migrants themselves. We in Germany with our project, and we have a long history, a long tradition in social integration projects through sport. We made the mistake at the beginning that we offered a lot of things, but we not demanded the feedback and the activity from the migrants themselves. So, and one example for this is that we have tried since a couple of years to include immigrants to qualification measures as instructors in those groups with a special qualification, instructor qualification. So, and last but not least, take into consideration from the very beginning the expectation of a long-lasting permanent program. Those are my recommendations how to plan and to carry out integration projects through sport. And let us make one final remark. I think individual projects of local civil society organizations, for instance sport clubs, are very welcome, but they need a staple, a tie into bundles to become more effective for the entire development of the integration process as a social political challenge for society. Good practice demands a binding umbrella and kind of campaigns, of long-lasting programs, guided by a strong civil society organization on national or international level. I think this was in the same direction as Mogens Kirkeby already mentioned. Sport associations have already verified their competence to run such programs. I don't want to explain the program from the German Olympic Sport Association, Integration Through Sport. Just make a very short remark on this. Maybe we have tomorrow a little bit more time to go to explain it a little bit and to show you some examples. This program is running already since 12 years with strong governmental support. And it is supported every year by 5 million euro. especially for the German Olympic sport organization. And the DOSB has been appointed as one of the main stakeholders in the National Action Plan for Integration. So I think this can be an example that a sport organization can be trusted as a competent partner from the side of the government. So, thank you for your attention.